up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Guns and Guitars, and hopefully you can hear me. I got a sweet little adapter for my phone that allows me to use. Oh, that's really in the shot. To use my normal. I don't mind if it's a little bit. I just don't want to block the whole thing. My normal video production mic, which is kind of cool. So be sure to let me know if you guys can hear me because I tested it and it was working just fine, and then I tested it and then it wasn't working just fine, and then I tested it 5 more times and it was working just fine. So hopefully it's still working just fine. Also, I have your guys' chat up here so I can keep an eye on what you guys are saying because I don't have Mrs. Guns joining me again tonight. She's just in the house making dinner. And we do have a gnarly winter storm going on. And so I apologize in advance if we do have any connectivity issues. But I did a speed test right before we started. Seemed like things are working solid, but if the storm picks up again, that might not be the case. So today we are assembling, finally, our community build. All right, let's see who's in the chat. We got Joe, we got Carlon, we got the Butterfly Effect, we got Jesse. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hopefully nobody's saying anything about not being able to hear me, so I assume that means you all can hear me. So let's go ahead and get just straight into it. We got a lot to do today, and we're not going to get to wiring, but we do need to get some stuff installed so that we can make some choices that will affect next week's stream where we wire this up and then time depending, give it a full setup, string it up and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and just get right in. We're going to install our locking tuners. I don't know if you guys remember what we decided on, but we decided on these. They're made by Geiger. I've never used them, but they seem really nice. They are 24-to-1 or 21-to-1. I don't remember ratio. So a bit higher ratio than typical, which generally equates to like a more smooth tuning adjustment. Anyway, that's what we're installing on here. I was so impressed with these that I actually bought a set for myself for a different kit that I'm working on. And so we're going to go ahead and start installing these and make sure that the camera is positioned where you guys can see what I'm doing. And that is actually the wrong one. We want... Nope, that was the right one. Nope, that is the wrong one. I'm going from the wrong side here. There we are. Okay. So, speaking of another kit that I'm working on, I have a bit of a dilemma that I could really use your guys' help solving. Basically, I had my eye on a kit for a while that I really wanted to build, and I reached out to the company to see if they would send it to me so that I could review it and promote it on the channel, and they declined. And so I was like, well, I guess I just won't do it. So, but I still decided later that I just wanted this kit. I wanted to build this kit for myself, even if not for the channel. So I bought it with my own money, which is rare. I have a stack of, I don't know, 4 or 5 kits right behind me. You can actually see them right there that I've not built that I didn't pay for. And so it's really rare that I actually pay for a kit anymore. And I don't say that to brag, and I don't say that to be arrogant. I get companies all the time offering to send them to me. And so I thought it was kind of weird that they weren't really interested, which is fine. It's their company. They can do what they want. But I still wanted to build the kit. So I bought it anyway with my own money. And basically, I was just going to let this kit build be my own build. And I just wasn't going to film it, wasn't going to review it. I was just going to build it for me, just because I wanted this kit. And so I bought it, and I've been building it. And I got to level with you guys. It's the best kit that I've built in a long time. And I did not expect that. Sorry, back to the project. And so I feel like I kind of have an obligation to tell you guys about it. Just because, I'm one of the... I don't want to sound arrogant, so I don't want to say expert, but I'm one of the YouTube kit guys that people tend to really trust. And whenever I get a kit that's really poor, I generally just don't review it. Like as I'm filming, unboxing and building it, if it's junk, I just toss it aside and I don't do anything with it. But if it's good, I like to tell you guys about it, obviously. And this one is really good. And so I feel like I should tell you guys about it. And so here's the dilemma. The dilemma is, like I said, I didn't film any of what I was doing with it. And so I took some pictures along the way that I've been sharing in my Guns and Guitars secret Facebook group. That's a group of just kind of some of my best friends that have supported me a really long time in my top tier Patreon. And so I really appreciate those guys, and I always love their input, and I love sharing just things about my personal life in general, not just Guns and Guitar stuff. And so I've been kind of showing off my progress there. So I do have some photos. So tell me, do you guys want to know about this kit? And if you do, are you willing to sit through a video that's just me talking about the kit and showing kind of builds pictures as opposed to filming the whole process like I typically do? Like, is that something that sounds interesting to you? If not, then, you know, I'll spare you. The other option, and if you guys are watching the replay, you guys can comment on this as well, not just the people that are here live, though I really appreciate everyone that's here live and giving their opinion as well. The other option is maybe I could try a different kit from this brand, and hopefully it's just as good, and I can film building that one. And then potentially, you know, you guys could see that this brand is consistently good if they are, in fact, consistently good. So let me know if you guys want to know what you think I should do. Because like I said, I've come to the reality, like I am just not that vain or proud to say, no, I'm not going to promote this just because because they didn't send it to me and they didn't agree to work with me. I really feel like it's a good kit that you guys should know about. Thank you for the super chat. We got one from Robert Cron. It says, film the process. I've learned a lot from you. Thank you. Okay, so that's one answer. So I'm going to read through some of your guys' answers real quick and see what you guys think. If I should just buy a different kit, film the whole process, and give you guys the full review, or if you just want to see the one that I've built and are okay with just using pictures to kind of tell the story of the whole build process and why I think it's such a good kit. So let me know in the comments while I screw in these screws, and then I'll kind of read through and see what you guys are saying. And so this is my version of multitasking, which is not very good, to be perfectly honest. I'm horrible at multitasking. So, all right. So Calron says, why not both? Well, Calron, here's the reason why not both. My time is very limited. I shared in my last live stream that I actually have a full-time job now. And so it's not my full-time job to make guitar kit videos anymore. I wish that it was. It was really fun while it lasted. But I just don't have that kind of time on my hands. And so I need to pick one or the other. We got another super chat. Thank you, Slightly Technical, aka Patrick. Coffee or wood glue money? Not sure what that means, Patrick. Maybe you could clarify. Let's see. Whatever you want to do, I'd be cool with, is what Bargain says. Joe says, yes, I'd love to see it. Yes, I would love to see the kit. Yes, I'd love to see the kit. Lots of people that just want to see the kit. And then Alex says, if you buy another kit and build it, you can refer back to the original kit with the pictures as you build kit number 2. And that's kind of probably what I would do if I did that. Because basically, I wouldn't buy the same kit though. So I want you guys to know that I wouldn't buy the same kit. I would buy a different kit from the same brand. And that different kit from the same brand, you know, if it's as good, I would also offer the pictures and my experience of the previous kit that I built to kind of validify the quality. So let's see. So first option, somebody says, that's fair. In that case, I'd like to hear the story. I feel the fact that this was your best kit would capture the emotion better. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Dennis says, I'd be up for an upgrade on that lefty you made me years ago. Dennis, we talked about that a while ago. I'm not opposed to it. The thing is, I don't have a whole lot of time, honestly, to be building or tinkering with guitars. So I'm not saying no. I'm just saying not right now. It just dawned on me. I left the camera pointed at me and not at what I'm doing. So here I am just screwing in the tuners. In case you guys missed it, these are Geiger locking tuners. They are, and again, I don't remember if they're 24:1 or 21:1 ratio. So slightly higher ratio, so a little more fine tuning adjustment. They're very smooth. I'm very impressed. And I even mentioned earlier that I actually bought an additional set for that, actually the other kit that I was telling you guys about. So yeah, let's see. We have one more screw left. If you guys want to see it, I can show you a sneak preview of the kit since it's sitting right here next to me. The one that I'm working on that I'm very impressed with. So I can give you a sneak preview, but I wouldn't tell you about, I wouldn't tell you what brand it is until I decide what kind of video I'm going to do. All right. Keith says, you reviewed the new Fox CNC spindle. Did that replace the long mill or do you use both? I build kits with my students and got grant money to buy a new one to go with my wood mill. Recommend. Yeah. So Keith, great question. I still have the long mill, still love the long mill, and I will still keep using the long mill. The long mill has a much larger working area than the new Fox Alien machine will have, even with the extension kit. So my plan is to keep running the long mill. I really like it. The Fox Alien one, it really is in most regards a better CNC machine. It's just a smaller work area. And so for that reason, like you'll just never be able to, with the Fox Alien one, you'd never be able to do a full neck through base like I did on the long mill, which that project is also sitting right over here. I need to finish. Just a testimony to how I just don't have as much time these days to finish these projects. And so, yeah. So my recommendation for you would be it depends on the size project you need to do. The long mill is by far the best bang for your buck because by the time I install the extension kit and the linear upgrade rails kit that I already installed on it, I'm going to be in about the same amount of money as the long mill 48x30. Now it's going to be a much smaller work area, but it's going to be a stronger, more accurate machine. Well, by stronger, I mean stiffer, not necessarily stronger because it's a 400-watt spindle. Of course, they do come with adapters, so I can put the same trim router on it if I want to. But I like that spindle. It's nice and quiet, and I think it's plenty powerful. Usually I run the Makita or the Makita clones that I use at like 1, maybe 2 when I'm doing CNC work. And so there's just no need to have anything more powerful, I don't think. These tuners are super cool. I'm really excited for these. Okay, so we got the tuners installed. I'm just going to loosen that one because it felt a little tighter than the rest. That's a bit loose. Split the difference there. Yes. All right, so 11th Fret says, yay, look who hasn't quit YouTube. Good to see you, Dan. Yes. Sorry if you guys thought that I quit YouTube. I haven't. I'm still here. I just don't get the opportunity to make content as much anymore. Now that's too loose now. All right. Tuners are in. That feels much better. So now that that's done, we can move on to, I want to install the bridge and the tremolo. That way we can decide collectively on what color pickup rings, knobs, and switch tip we are going to use. You guys may have noticed that I have a few different colors of pickup rings laying out here for that exact purpose. So let's go ahead and jump into that. And in order to install the bridge, we do need to run our ground wire. So we'll go ahead and strip that back and give it plenty. Oh, thanks. Hey, Mrs. Guns is in the chat. My wife just clarified that Patrick meant get coffee or wood glue on him. Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that. Wow. Yeah, I'm not great at understanding stuff, apparently. So, good thing I have a wife who is far more socially aware than I am. Let me know in the comments if you have a wife that is more socially aware than you are that really helps you in awkward situations like this, because now I feel like a moron. Yes, thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that. And I will. Maybe I'll take my wife out to coffee since she helps me understand what you're saying. All right, so we got that. Need to make sure that these are the right pegs for our piezo bridge, which we do need to talk about the wiring a little bit more, just because as I was thinking through what we talked about last week, we were going to do potentially a series parallel switch for the two humbucker size P90s that Dylan made for us. But it dawned on me that I've tried to do series parallel with pickups that have the casing grounded to it, and it actually creates a problem that once you go into series mode, it actually shorts out the pickup to ground. And so I don't want to do that. And what do I do with my other stud? So we're gonna have to figure out what else to do if we want to do any other wiring tricks, but I don't think we should do a series parallel for the magnetics, but we will still do a stereo jack so that we can either bi-amp the magnetic pickups and the piezo pickups or run them together down the same channel. So we'll have the ability to do both. And so yeah, so we got to figure out what our controls are going to be. We got our three-way switch, and then we'll do we can do like a volume tone for each pickup. And then one of those maybe a push-pull pot so that we can split the outputs, I think. Oh, and somebody mentioned last week that they weren't sure if we could fit a push-pull pot through the F-holes, which might be a valid concern. And since I have ADD, we're going to check that right now. I have some push-pull pots somewhere. Also, shout out to Mrs. Guns, who helped me organize my workshop so I can actually find stuff. Okay, so we do have a push-pull pot right here. And that's going to fit through the F-hole, no problem. So that's not going to be an issue if we want to do push-pull pots. Because we had talked about doing two push-pull pots, one for the splitting the outputs for the piezo bridge and magnetics, and one for the series parallel. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. If we could just keep it kind of a more standard wiring. Not opposed to that. It's just not what I would do. But I also wouldn't have chose P90s for this build. So just proof that you guys are in charge, not me. Okay, let's go ahead and tap these suckers down. All right, that was nice and smooth. I was a little bit nervous because it seemed like that was a bit tighter than the last time I hammered it in, but eventually started going. All right. Oh, hey, another super chat. We got one from Keith Kelly. It says, thanks for all your vids. Helped me with my teacher-student build kits. Even if I never post again, so grateful for your... Even if never post again, so even if I never post again, so grateful for your previous ones. Thanks, Kelly. Or thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Keith. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, okay. Well, I definitely plan on doing more kit builds, so... no worries about that. They're just not going to come out as frequently as they were at one point in time. Okay, so those are good. Go ahead and screw these down. And the reason why I want to get all this stuff installed is so that we have a really good idea of what the guitar is going to look like so that we can decide on the color of the pickup rings. together. So go ahead and feed our piezo through here. Okay, that's not going to fit. So I am going to have to clip this. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to clip this right away. We have to clip this anyway for the way we're going to wire it, because we're going to wire it. We're not going to do like a preamp or anything. We're just going to wire it directly into the into a volume pot, and we'll use an external preamp to make that piezo sound good. Here we are. There we go. It's a nice good quality fit there, and that's not going to be all the way down like that. So. Okay, and we can go ahead and feed that through to the other side. And plenty of length to make it over to a volume pot, so that's good news, if any of you guys were worried about that. Okay, now we're going to hammer in the studs for our Duesenberg. So let's go ahead and get on that. All right. All right. Sorry, I'm just kind of catching up on some of the chat that you guys are doing. I do appreciate it when my wife is in the room to kind of feed me necessary comments, so I don't have to stop and look at the comments. But like I mentioned earlier, there is a winter storm going on, and so I know for a fact my wife is cozy in her pajamas on the couch. So I do not blame her. And that keeps popping up. All right, now La Duesenberg. Oh man, I gotta be careful. Those studs are starting to scratch. I'm not sure why there's so much resistance on this. It's like there's some Loctite, but I know that there isn't, so those threads must have gotten jacked up. Or maybe, honestly, I don't think I've ever threaded them down this far, so they probably just have an issue with the chrome plating on them, on the inside of those threads. Hopefully this other one will be going a little bit more gentle. Yep, that one was much better. There we go. Actually, let's loosen that one a tad. Tighten this one down. All right. Plenty sturdy. Cool. All right. Duesenberg is installed. Next thing is we need to decide on the knobs. So, I have two options for the knobs. I guess we'll probably decide the knobs and the pickup rings at the same time, because I imagine they probably need to match at least somewhat. But I will show you. I got some knobs again with the other kit that I was telling you guys about, and they're really cool. They are black, but they're like clear on. They're like half clear, half black, and they've got the numbers printed on them. I don't know if you guys are a fan of those kind, but I'll go ahead and show you up close like this. So you can see it's like half clear, half black, and it's got the numbers on it. So we've got those as an option. Black to match the black in our purple burst. Or we have just standard knurled chrome, which I am also a fan of. I just don't know how blingy we want this thing to be. That's the question. So we got chrome or black options. Let's get a closer in look here. And actually, let's go a bit taller. That'll help you guys see better, I think. Sorry for the shaky camera work. There we go. Okay. So we got those. We got these are pickups. These are our pickups from Dylan. Again, shout out to Dylan Talks Tone. I'm excited to get these things installed and actually test them out. Because, man, do those just look beautiful or what? And just from what I know about Dylan, they probably sound twice as good as they look, which is incredible. All right. So I think the best way to do this is going to be to just go ahead and put the pickups in and then put the rings on top. I should put something underneath the pickups so that they stick up kind of about where they're going to be. Wonder if I can come up with something really quick for that. Let's see. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? Handy. Nothing, of course. Absolutely nothing handy. I see some foam I can cut up. That's probably a bit too tall, but maybe that's definitely too tall. Split the difference. There we go. There we go, much better. Okay. Hey, I just realized my knife matches the guitar build. How cool is that? So we will start out with the traditional black pickup rings. All right, so that's option number one, the black rings. All right, let's take the chrome ones off so that you guys can kind of see. And I'll go ahead and tuck these. I'm pretty sure I can fish these wires back out when I need to, just so we get a nice, real good representation here. So, black knobs, black pickup rings, chrome hardware. Let's see if I still think we can get a better camera angle for you guys. There. Hopefully that'll work. Okay. So we got chrome half covers with black rings, chrome hardware, black knobs. That would be option number one. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull those off. We'll keep the black knobs on and we'll try white pickup rings. I do not have any white knobs. And so my guess is if we do the white rings, we probably would want to do, is that the wrong way? No, that was the right way. No, that's the wrong way. There we go. I imagine we probably would want black or chrome knobs anyway. I don't know that we'd want white knobs. So that's white pickup rings to match the white in the binding with black knobs. I'll be honest, I'm not a super huge fan of that, but maybe I'll like it better with the chrome knobs. I do like it a little better with the chrome knobs, but I'm still not a huge fan of the white. And yeah, a lot of you guys are agreeing with me. So I think we could probably go ahead and just send these back to Amazon. as much stuff as I buy on Amazon, I do not feel bad sending stuff back to Amazon. And yeah, it's not like I'm getting these things for free, so I'm not going to hold on to white pickup rings that I may or may not ever use. Not that they're all that expensive. Vintage Forge brand. I think they were $10, somewhere around there. All right. Lastly, we have the chrome, which fittingly enough, we already have chrome knobs on there. Although I think the chrome could look good also with the black knobs. My only hesitation for these chrome ones is that it might be a little blingy because the pickups are already chrome. But we need to try them. All right, so we got chrome rings. All right, what do you guys think of that? Because of the reflection, they kind of look black. All right, so there's chrome. So this is, since we decided we didn't like any of the white options, we just won't call any of the white options options. So this would be option number 2. I guess this would be option number 3. Option number 1 was black rings, black knobs. Option number 2 is black rings, chrome knobs. And option number 3 would be chrome rings, chrome knobs. And then we'll go ahead and do chrome rings and black knobs. Which honestly, that doesn't look bad either. Oh, I probably should put the tremolo arm on so you guys can see that with it too, because that might make a difference. All right, because we got a chrome tremolo arm as well, obviously. So let me know. We're going to decide right now. Let's see. Does anyone make glow-in-the-dark pickup rings? Chrome knobs disappear. I don't know if that means that they disappear or you want them to disappear. Black pickup rings and knobs. Oh, black pickup rings and knobs. Option 3 fits better. Option 1. How about chrome hardware with black knobs and rings? Okay, so that would be option number 1. All right. It looks like, I don't know, it seems pretty evenly split because I see all chrome all day, all chrome, option 3. All right, so it kind of seems like it's evenly split between, so let's just go ahead and have another look. Why not? Have another look. Since we got the black knobs on there, here's the black rings. All right, black rings, black knobs. That honestly doesn't look too bad. I'd be happy with that. And then the other option is chrome rings and chrome knobs. We're just gonna bling the heck out of it. Okay, chromedy chrome, which also looks really killer in my opinion. I don't have an opinion about these. So here's what we're gonna do. These are our 2 options. I want you to say either all black or all chrome. Just say that in the comments, and I'm just gonna tally them up real quick, and we're gonna go with what you guys decide right here, right now. So sound off the comments. I am going to take a drink of water if I can find where I put it. Here it is. The silence is deafening. All right. I guess while you guys are doing that, I'll go ahead and get out my mounting hardware for the pickups, because we're going to go ahead and mount them up. I do feel like if we go with the all chrome that I'm going to need to get, because I was just going to use either the black truss rod cover that came with this guitar, if we went with black, or I was going to make one out of wood and stain it to match our purple burst. But I kind of feel like with the chrome, we need one that's chrome. All right. I don't know how to stall any further, so I'm just going to go ahead and tally up. Let's scroll back up to, all right. So I'm going to count all the chromes first. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shoot, it keeps jumping with the chat. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. I see 11 chromes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I see 17 votes. I do need to double check that we don't have a whole lot of double votes in there, but it seems like black is the winner. All right. Slightly Technical says, at the end of the day, you have to be happy with it. I don't have to be happy with it. You guys have to be happy with it. Because one of you guys is going to win this thing. Oh, that reminds me. I set up my website so you guys can officially enter to win this guitar. It sounds like black is the winner. So I'm going to go ahead and start mounting these up with black pickup rings. I am going to keep these chrome pickup rings, though, because I think at some point I'll actually use them. I'm not sure I'll use the white ones. Yeah, so this is the information that you guys have all been waiting for. The way that you enter this, and please don't do it now. Please hang out with me in the community build. There is no, time is not of the essence. Just do this before we're finished. We still have at least 3 weeks before we're giving this thing away. So you don't have to rush over there right now. But if you go to my website, well, you can't just go to my website because I actually don't have it listed on my standard website menu. You can only get there if you know the address. And that is gunsandguitars.net/communitybuildgiveaway. No underscores or hyphens or anything, just all one word, community build giveaway. If you go there, you can fill out a contact form, and that will send you an email confirming that you want to, it'll say join an email list, but it's not an email list. It's just an entry into this thing. So you'll go there, you need to fill out your YouTube username, as well as your first and last name, as well as your email, because that's how I'm going to contact you, as well as your date of birth, because this has to be an 18 or older thing. So I apologize if you are 18 or younger. That doesn't mean you can't enter. It just means you need to find an adult to enter for you on your behalf. So ask your parents or legal guardian. So that's how you're going to enter, and the winner will be chosen at random from that list. But basically what's going to happen, the reason why I need your username, I'm also going to set these aside. These are really scuffed up because they've been banging around in my parts drawer for a while. I have some fresh, brand new ones that came, again, with that other kit that I was telling you guys about earlier. And so we're going to use those because they don't have any scratches on them. So while I'm doing that, basically, I need to know your guys' username and not password. Don't tell me your password. I need to know your YouTube username because I have to go back and verify that you've actually been a part of these community builds, whether it's through the live chat or if you watch the replay. And so I'm going to verify that. If I look through and I don't find that you've been active in these builds, then you're not eligible. So that's why it's important that you guys are commenting live or on the replay so that I know that you're present and you're watching. I'm getting about 2,000 to 3,000 views on the replay, and I'm not getting 2,000 to 3,000 comments. So not everyone is actually participating in this. And that's the whole point of doing this community build together, is I want you guys' participation. And so that is a criteria. So you need to be 18. At least you need to give me your username, and I need to verify that you have been involved in some way in some of these videos. It doesn't have to be every single one of them. I know that the way YouTube services videos, it's hard sometimes to catch every single one, and you don't have to be here live. I appreciate everyone that's here live because I love having your guys' input and stuff on this build. But I realize that, different people in different parts of the world or work different, jobs with different hours. Can't always make the live streams. And my live streams have been extremely inconsistent. So even if you planned your entire life around it, you probably still wouldn't be able to figure it out. So yeah, you just have to participate somehow. And that's more than just here's my obligatory comment for the giveaway. I mean, an actual contribution uh, to an opinion about what we're doing. And there's not many streams left where you guys are going to have an opinion. So make sure you guys are participating. Um, but yeah, we got our rings. So that is gunsandguitars.net/community build giveaway. All one word. No hyphens, no underscores. And fill out that contact form. And like I said, you will get an email confirming that you actually want to be a part of this. So there's a CAPTCHA to help prevent the scam bots, and then there's also it has to be a real email address that you actually can receive emails on. So if you don't get it, check your junk folder and all that stuff. But you do absolutely need to confirm your email, just because I don't want a bunch of people just sending me a million entries. And so you can only submit. Also, by entering your YouTube username, that also limits you to one entry as well. So even if you think you're clever and you're gonna enter all your extra email addresses that you have, like your old Hotmail address that you never use, and whatever, your MSN and your cox.net email address. No, you can't do that. You need your YouTube username, and I will filter out any doubles based on username or first and last name could be tricky because there's probably more than one John Smith. But that being said, that's how you enter. I'm trying to remember how. I know the rear pickup, if you guys can help remind me on a 335, I believe the rear wedge leans forward and the front wedge leans backwards, if I recall correctly. Not that that's not like a super easy fix later. I'm trying to think of string angle. Actually, I think maybe they're both supposed to lean forward. So you guys can let me know. All right. Babe, I see that you dropped the link in the chat. I guess that's okay. I don't want anybody dropping the link in the replay. So please don't do that. And if I see it, I'll remove it. I want people to actually watch the stream to know how to enter. But having it in the live chat is fine because you have to be live in order to see the live chat. So that's fine. Again, I'm just trying to prevent the scam bots from seeing that this is a giveaway. Trying to prevent all that nonsense that we had to deal with before with the scam bots telling people that they won when in fact we haven't given anything away yet. So if you guys would do me a favor and not post the link in the comments, that will help me want to do this again, basically, just because it's been just, kind of a nightmare, to be honest. And these springs that Dylan gave us are so long, I'm going to cut them unnecessarily long. In fact, I could probably cut them in half and then save them for future. Not that I ever am concerned about having springs. And these, they don't want to cut. You know what? We won't use those springs. We will instead use these springs that came with the kit. All right. This way. All right. Is that the Duesenberg Le trim? Says Dr. No Clue. Yes, it sure is. You guys picked that as our tremolo. And it was my first time using one. I actually bought two. Funny story about that. I actually bought two that are left-handed. And then I did not realize that I made a purchase from the wrong drop-down menu. That was really lame. And they came from Thomann in Germany. And so just shipping them back to get a refund just wasn't worth it. And so I ended up keeping the left-handed ones and just buying right-handed ones. And I'm actually going to be installing the left-handed one actually on a right-handed guitar here soon just to see if it works. And if I can make it work, then I'll keep them. And if not, I'm going to list them for sale. I did offer to list them for sale to you guys but nobody took me up on it. I think because nobody actually wanted to pay anywhere close to what I paid for them. And so I was like, forget it, I'll just keep them. I ended up buying two right-handed ones. Again, they're coming from Germany. It seemed to make more sense to buy two at a time to save on shipping. Between the two, I knew that I would be using them, and I ended up using one in my Great Guitar Build Off last year. Not 23, 22, actually. I didn't participate in the one in 23 because of my new job. And just fell in love with the Duesenberg. That's why I'm really hoping I can use those left-handed variants, just because I really want to be able to use it on the guitar that I have in mind to install it on. All right. So that is now installed. What are we at time-wise on this stream? 45 minutes. Holy cow. We've been doing this for way too long. Man, I appreciate your guys' patience. Here's what's going to happen, guys. Any last-minute questions that you guys have, maybe about entry for the giveaway. But yeah, I'm trying to keep these live streams to 30, 35 minutes, and I just was not paying attention to the time. We spent a lot of time discussing what kind of pickup rings and knobs we're going to use. But essentially, I mean, you don't really need to see me watch me install this stuff. You guys are not learning anything new on how to install a pickup. When you're doing fret work and whatever else, and you'll probably learn something from the wiring, but installing this stuff is really, you don't have to watch it. So any last second questions that you got? Jason says he's got to go. So yeah, I don't blame you. Thanks for the insight. Do those trims stay in tune? Albert says yes, they stay in tune incredibly well. However, I always use them with a roller bridge and a graphite nut and locking tuners. And when I do that, any tremolo stays in tune. Actually, honestly, except for Strat tremolos, I still really have a hard time with Strat tremolos. If I do any like serious bending with it, they still, I just don't like that from behind like claw design. My least favorite tremolo, but Jazzmaster style tremolos, the Duesenberg, Bigsby style tremolos, they all work fine as long as you've got a roller bridge and a graphite nut, and which we have for this build in locking tuners. So yeah, we didn't get to install the nut or anything. All right, last question. Actually don't see any more questions. So thanks for joining. I'll have this all assembled for next week and we'll start on the wiring. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next week.